Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. This is your host here, Martin Wong, and another Friday Breakfast Show with VSA 360. Now, we have seen also the US market after falling more than 2% the other day on the anticipation of the higher interest rate. Now, I know many of you may get bored with this. Where is this market likely to be heading when you only talk about interest rate and also what's the prevailing risk, which is the Russian-Ukraine war coming to the anniversary of the first year. That's right. It's been 24th of February 2022 when it first started, and this year is 24th February 2023. Now, like it or not, it is likely this war will likely to continue, as we've seen the narrative from the President Vladimir Putin, which always talk about that they are fighting for their homeland. So expect more, especially now China is also involved, giving it some sort of a support to the Russian in here. And my take is that the market will slowly price it in. But let's look at what we have for you this morning in our breakfast show in here. Now, definitely in here, thank you for your support and thank you for those who usually patron us in here. Of course, the market has already turned Red Pentagon. Many of you already know that if you've been using SMARTRobie or VSA 360 has been pretty much pre-warned. But again, every market has its up and turn, and right now we are seeing that downturn that you have. Now, KLCI has turned down to Red Pentagon in here, but still holding this support between 1460 and 1500, likely to test. Now, if it does break in here, it is pretty much in a stage 4 markdown, and that's why we are seeing that any possibility we can trade the green pentagon. As I said before, most of the time when the market has turned red pentagon, we avoid some of the our members in here to avoid the market, or if you do, you want to pick up the Robie FA collection stocks. Those dividend stocks that has green pentagon are pretty good candidates to have, or you can try the VSA 360 intraday, which I'm going to share with you. Some of them actually make two good moves, and we saw two from last week, the 17th of February. Those, you still remember those two candidates in here? If not, we'll check out this week new candidate in here. All right, going forward, the VSA 360 in here provide all 360 degree usage for all the member, whether you are trader, investor, stock comparison, FA, indicator, intraday alert, as well as right now the insider buying and selling, which is a new feature for year 2023, and it does help me a lot in looking in a slightly longer term, especially now that the market's not bearish. We want to know big insider, like we see the CEO of this company in here buying into the stocks. Then we have pretty much confidence to look at it. But first and foremost, let's look at the VSA 360 this morning and see what do we have for you. Okay, now if you look at it, definitely on top me here, you could see everything has already turned red pentagon. We have this Red Pentagon here, Red Pentagon for Singapore, Red Pentagon also for Hang Seng in here. It's not open yet. Oh, it is open. Sorry, I apologize for that one. It is also Red Pentagon for that one. And also the US Dow Jones has also turned Red Pentagon too. So that's always tell you what is happening. But if you've been following me on the morning podcast, which I do report to all of you in here, so check out the Telegram podcast. Some of these are not big surprises, as I said before in here. So this is the market. Then we continue. I will update a bit on the KLCI on the next slide. But what's turning right now, we can see technology has gotten worse. You can see that in here. Energy has turned from last week green to red, means turning negative. The only one that's positive is actually construction. So keep an eye on construction in here. Property has turned down. I think construction is also benefiting today. The 10th Prime Minister Anwar will be presenting the budget, so I think some of the construction, maybe LRT3 project and MRT2 projects will continue to proceed. So you can see that is some strength coming into this market in here. The positive side, let's switch on to it, is the foreign funds buying on dips. Now, right now we can see we got foreign funds coming in and buy, and maybe this is also aligned with the budget that we are seeing in here. You can see just on top of me is the KLCI line continue to fall, and maybe they are buying on dips. Now, last possible line when they came in, they bought, and then the market rallied back here. You could see here. So are we seeing that kind of trend? But keep in mind, foreign funds will provide, I believe, the kind of support that we will generally see in the market in here, right? So longer terms, as I said before, KLCI many times it's likely to move in a sideways market. All right, likely move in the sideways market. Also, let's look at the sectors that we have so far, opening up this on the longer term. The sectors in here, you can see every month everything has turned red pentagon with the exception of construction. Let's take a look at construction here. Just turned green pentagon. All right, interesting enough, it was hovering sideways and then turned green. So it looks like if you are trading with the trend sector, construction, it's the one that you want to be looking at, and you can all go over to construction and pick up all intraday VSA 360 alert. Any of those that has construction, you want to be picking those and trade that, because that's trend is on. Plantation has been in the uptrend, but you can see also coming down. The rest are your usual suspect. Red Pentagon technology has turned. You can see since 16 days ago in here, that also aligned with the US, what we have seen so far. In here, I think healthcare has also just turned red pentagon. It did try to move up. Remember, there was some recovery. Hata did push up, but you know, all in said, this stock continued to make downwards as the pressing lowering of the average selling price has pushed this market way back to the support level in here. At one point, I do think that this market has some sort of chance of going up, but let me know what you think of the respective healthcare in here, and thank you for coming. Give us a thumbs up so we will know that we are doing the right job so far in here. As you can see, also the KLCI PCAM is taking a hit, and one of the new improvement that we have in the VSA 360 is actually double clicking on the chart itself. So you click on that one, it takes you to Hata, so it makes it so much easier, especially those of you who haven't got a chance to use the VSA 360. We had an offer last night which expired because we are doing also the structured warrant campaign, as well as the VSA 360 offering you a structured cost campaign in here. But never mind, you can still use the VSA 360 in here. And right now we can see why the technology is breaking down. We can see EPF is selling, KW is selling. These are the big guys selling it, and they wanted to reduce their position. But call to buy at 374 by public bank, I think that's going to be a longer trend. But if you look back previously, there was a lot of buy call. So who is selling right now is the institution. But sometimes you think of it, doesn't EPF have a longer term stay on the stock market in here, especially the call to buy? So what, maybe the big insider like what we see here, Kumpulan Wang Pasaran, are really trading your money, as I said before, which I don't think they should be doing in here. That's my opinion. But right now the market is holding up in here. So you can see some of them, Maybank is holding up, Mbank, the banks are doing pretty decent in here. The seasonally return continue to be on a negative move, as you can see from here. All right, negative in here, still down almost 2% for pretty much of this year. Okay. And we have so what else? We can see CY Park is still one of the best pick we did on the 27th of December, but I think since then CY Park has come down a bit in here. So let's take a look at the next one is the alert. Right, let's take a look at this KKB in here. So KKB is industrial turn green pentagon last night. TSH has turned red pentagon. Pretty much everything has turned red pentagon. Kosan, Top Glove, Kenangan, IOI, Afin, PCAM, Hata, Dayang, Lagenda, Tune Pro. So the entire market, with the exception of Gamuna. Let's take a look at Gamuna. Click on that one and it takes you to in here. It's still giving out a 6. As I said before, early on the sector, which we talk about and show you just now, right? It's also gaining maybe from the budget. We'll see what's going to happen in here. Oh, look, check out this one in here. So this is a pretty good way to pick up the stocks that we talk about. Let's open it up in here, and you can see why we are seeing what we are seeing here. So you can see from here, there's a lot of buy, EPF buying, 371. EPF is selling, buy and then sell. Same day. So why? What's happening in here? So that looking at the net effort in here. Buy, these are all your institutional buying, EPF buying, EPF, they buy and sell every day. They're like trading. Right? Because they need to provide liquidity, else market tak boleh jalan. People buy Gamuna, but it has turned green pentagon this morning in here, continue to be up. Let's take a look at Gamunda. Yep, that's right. Green Pentagon. A nice pickup in here. And we can also go back to slightly longer, about 6 months. And you can see a lot of buy and sell. Maybe, you know, finally, there's a lot of call to buy here. Public Bank 430. Public Bank, another 430 here. Another one. Oh, that's why is it so many in here? There's another one. Buy. This is call to buy and call to hold. OSK RHB. We have call to buy Public Bank. We need to check out why there were so many of the same one. You can see these are different one. Maybe there are 4 buy to call, but they're all 430. Okay, having said that, okay. So that's interesting to see. Okay, and so let's look at Gamunda Insider. So that's an insight how we want to check out those kind of stocks for Gamunda. Call to buy and RHB here is checking out just nicely. All right. So that's you generally you want to do a bit of what we call a 360 scoop around on this kind of stocks. Then you have a pretty good flavor. CIMB also turned Green Pentagon, so check out that one. And again, very similar. There'll be some sort of insider buying, especially this one. It's an institutional stock. The stocks are turning back. You can see plenty of buy call. Kenangan, Public Bank, MWest, Public Bank, MWest. Buy call in here, so they kind of like it in here. Let's take a look at the Public Bank, okay, which really one of my favorite, whether they are similar kind of movement, and because now they're talking about into, but it's still going on. This is a buy. EPF is buying here. EPF is buying. Look and see here, no buy call. It's still pretty much in the downtrend for some time. Ooh, but early on you can go back to 1 month time frame. There was some buying and scroll up to here. It broke on December 27 in here, back to 430. It was around 440 in here, but still moving sideways in here and still in the downtrend, you know, compared to the others like CMB has turned up in here. So a lot of pressure right now for the Public Bank to turn down in here, but you can see from it some of the biggest player are being the institutional stocks in here. So that's pretty much telling a different story. Uchitech has turned red, so check out that if you have a chance on the VSA 360, which pretty much tells you where it is and looking at the market. All right. So next we're going to be looking at some of these stocks that have turned well. So check it out on our VSA 360 when they first turned Green Pentagon. Now let's take a look at the KLCI now. Range bound between 1460. Really this morning testing the 1460 in here. But we need to know the background. It's coming off from a sign of weakness, broken the 40-day moving average and has the Red Pentagon right now. So if you look from in here, that's where we are. You can see the sign of weakness. Green Pentagon, right? Then turn, definitely there was some selling. So the upthrust that's another upthrust here. If the market couldn't go higher, so generally that's where the danger point is. Once it break below that upthrust bar, that usually the market usually falls. You can see broken and then continue to fall. Are we getting some sort of support in here? We don't know yet, but 1460 is definitely, we broke through the 1458 right now. And remember, we have the sign of weakness. That's where the upthrust is. So always watch out for the upthrust and then the Red Pentagon in here. So you can see weakness has set in now. US market interest rate hike is likely, and that's sort of giving the kind of negative connotation that we are seeing right now. So this morning, where is the KLCI right now? Let's take a look. It is going back to the dashboard. Right, it's down 2%, down 2 points, 0.14. It's been sort of trickling down slowly, but it has been down for 6 days in a row. This is what we are seeing also on the FKLI, which is a leading indicator. The market stages has turned red in here as it broke through this bill, but there is still some support in here. And take note, we still have the foreign funds buying in here, so they are likely to be buying on the dip. I do think that there will be some support. The market may, depending on what's going to be tabled this evening by Prime Minister Anwar, where he will talk about the so-called sector. We will cover some of it on Monday in here, but that cross down for the 40-day moving edge is not really a good thing. So which does mean that at best the KLCI market can only move sideways for at least the next 1 or 2 months and probably heading into March in here. But on the intraday, stock screener for we do have some. Now remember last week at 9:47 we have these two stocks, HH Group and Tally Work on the 17th. I think I shared with you, and the same thing we will look at the 24th this evening in here, and I think some of you are actually looking forward in here. So if you look at Tally's Work, when it first spotted was 88 cents, it did close back lower to 87, and but it did hold on. All right, you can see from here, spotted 88, 936, right now hit about 89, and it's still up. Let's look this right now as we talk about Tally's Work, going to the trading view in here. So that's one of the benefits when you have trading view. Okay, you can always look into the real time Tally Works, and this is something that is and this morning is down 1%, hit up 89 and closing down lower in here. All right, so that's one of them, hit high. Next one is Heng Huat Resources, or HH Group. Okay, so HH Group was the one we spotted also on Green Pentagon, right? Overtake the UT. Okay, so you can see overtake the UT, and it will take up this overtake of the UT in here. Since then the market has gone down the next day, gone back up, but still holding on back where it is at 55 cents. All right, hit high of 58 cents and still up despite we saw the index, the KLCI in here. So some of these stocks are generally trending up. When they have the kind of trend up, you can also check out the insider, whether there are some insider. Let's do that for Tally Work. Okay, so we go down to Tally Work and check out if there are any of the foreign fund buying, whether they are friendly or not. Let's take a look in here. Yeah, okay, you can see from here the market started to push up, and there was some nice call to buy, CIMB, RHB, call to hold, call to hold, call to hold. So they probably have their reasons in here, but were there some buying before that? There was a lot of selling in here. So maybe this run is actually caused by the next nice pickup by the Green Pentagon was caused by the analyst. So at least you do know some of the reason why this thing. But as soon as it pick up, you can see volume diminution because it's not convincing enough. Who buys them? Who listen to the analysts? Usually some of the retailer, all right, who look at the fundamental, some maybe a bit about the institution, but we don't see the kind of volume in, and also it is not rated at all. Tally's Work. Next one is HH Group. So this is one important why you should use the VSA 360 to check it out in here. If not, you can try out our free trial for 10 days worth 288. There is there's a lot of transfer happening at Dato here, and you can see that selling 52 million, 37 million, 52 million. All right, so there is actually a transfer kind of arrangement in here. Some change of hand, we call it. You can see transfer. So that's what this stock, HH Group, can have some potential going. We will talk more a bit about some of the stocks that we talk about in the insider report in here. All right, so that's let's take a look at the candidate this morning. Okay, now this morning 9:40 for the 24th, we have our first one, UEM. All right, first one, UEM. Let's take a look at the UEM in here, and make sure when you subscribe to the here. So take a look, UEM. Morning picks up in here, not too bad. Okay, that's UEM. Okay, next one we have is top volume. Now remember, the new thing that we put in is the top 30 KLCI volume. So something that will be good. So these are the one other okay, other UEM, and here is Maxine. Do they have a S? No S. Okay, Maxine Global. And let's look at the stock right now. Switch it in here. It's a big jump, this one here. Jump up 15%. It's a bit susah to catch, and previously they don't have. To me, I think UEM Sunrise will be good. Again, I think also benefiting. But UEM Sunrise is a property, isn't it? But how is it going to be benefiting from the construction? But never mind. Nevertheless, we'll come back, take a look next week in here. Let's take a look at the next available stocks that we're talking about in here. MAA, this is definitely insurance company in here. Not to GHL System, okay, jump up I think 5%. All right, now that the revenue is out of the way and is having its own internal, so GHL System in here, maybe a shorter term to trade. right? You can see pick up in here, trying to break into this. So let's see, they got a lot of NS, so this is a pretty good in here, so check it out. And of course next Friday we'll come back and take a look at some of these stocks, how well we fared, just like what we've seen for Taliworks and so forth in here. All right, so those are the intraday alert signal that we pick it up this morning here. Now let's take a look at the study that we have, is the insider buy and sell, which is available part of the new feature for the VSA 360 in here. And if you haven't done so, make sure you sign up for our 10-day free trial and get hold of these very powerful software that we've seen so far in here. All right, and do hope that you all like what you've seen so far in here. Now, of course, one of the real quotes we always talk about is insider might sell their shares, but when they buy, likely it will rise. But not all the case. Later on, I'll show you another case study in here. And this is also confirmed by one of the studies from UPM Institutional about the effect of insider, where you are likely to make abnormal return from that one. And these are the usual coverage that we have. We do have the analysts, I said before just now, we saw some of the analysts was calling to buy Taliworks, okay, and that what explains into the market in here, insider and buying and selling in here, and also transfer. And the power of it is good. On longer term, you can see CY Park did make a very nice up move. You can see all this lots of buying in here. But you don't want to be buying now. You don't want to be buying just before that market moves up in here. Okay, so time to take. So let's look at who's buying right now. Definitely one of them. The what last week was Yin Hen. All right, Yin Fe. Okay, let me just. Okay, so Yin He, you can see from here. All right, there was some buying in here. So the question is, will Yin Fe go up? It has the kind of setup that we've seen, just like CY Park. Low volume, the big volume come in. So let's take a look at the this stock here for Yin. So you want to check it out also on your own when you have a chance in here. So make sure you subscribe to this system, or at least access to it. Then you're able to see the kind of insider buying that you don't normally see in other websites, right? So you can see from here that's some buying in here. So Madam Teo Mui, or he's been buying a lot, so this one probably someone acting on behalf of the owner, Madam Teo. Okay, Madam Teo could be the mother lah. The whole family is all Cheng Mun Tat in here. What do they do? Yin Hen, they are consumer products, so you may want to check out their website to find out what are the things that they do here. So we are still waiting for the stocks consumer product in here. There's some website, maybe you can go to the website here. Okay, company website. Okay, you need to connect from here. It doesn't look like it's connecting. All right, so Yin He in the shorter terms, that's what the market is doing. But this morning, it's down 1%. I think yesterday has a nice move in here. But insider is buying, so you want to watch this for the next week or so. So that's on the side of what we have for Yin He. Okay, let's take a look at another one, which was a study of many people, and you can see MYEG has a big sell-off, right? And you all know lah, when the new Ministry of Transport, this Anthony Loke say, you know, we don't want to have digital or print out of license, and also the immigration, that market took fall. But you can see also insider buying in here, right? So will this go up or go down? What do you think? All right, I'd like to see what's your opinion in here. More importantly, you're able to check out who is buying and who is selling by using the VSA 360 in here. All right, we got Wong Lim Mui. Want me to take a look at Anom? Okay, sure. And this week is Chin Hin. Now we all know Chin Hin was steadily going up, right, previously in here, but then finally it did hit a major storm, a big red pentagon, and that's also happening on all the small cap stocks. But guess what? Someone, if you check it out, it's actually some of the insider are buying right now in here, BBB in here. So this one may hold its support in here, but I think today also check it out, it did rebound back in here. So sometimes it's also good when you have this kind of shares, which generally I do have, and when you see insider buying, you want to hold it in here and try to ride it for a longer term, because if the insider are buying, so what do you think? Do you think it's going to go up or go down for Chin Hin? All right. Now, we've always been, the focus is always been our members in here. Now, if you are not our members of VSA 360, we encourage you to join. You can see some of our contests that we're doing in here. So right now, for the month of March, we're doing a new orientation for many of our new members coming up March in here. So join us. We'll begin our 3-month in here. And if not, check out our VSA 360, our 10-day free trial worth 266. And you can feel the difference with it in here. And if you're ready, you can subscribe it with monthly installment, also in here with great reviews. And we are right at looking at a couple of stocks. So we want to look at the VSA 360 just now. And if you have any stocks that you want me to look at, feel free to pencil in there and I'll be happy to look at it. So this one is a good 3 out of 8, so it does pay a good dividend. The RO a bit lower, but okay, this is in her. Okay, so we just need to wait for the stocks to come in. So looks like this heavy traffic we are seeing right now. This is still Gambunda. So we just have to wait for this stock here. All right, but let's take a look at the chart first while we are waiting for the insider report to come. Is Ennom Berhad. So that's why Ennom Berhad, I think it's still in the downtrend, right? Earnings is coming. So probably you have a lot of foreign funds buying, not foreign fund buying, the insider buying in here. Other than that, this is not a really good stock. It has, you can see since Red Pentagon, if you have gotten out, until now, that's 32%. That's a fair bit of selling that we've seen in here. Okay, so that's not what I'm definitely recommending for Ennom here. So looks like this stock, and even if you look at the weekly, it doesn't look pretty good. You can see it's all the way down. So that's one stock I would generally avoid or get ready to cut loss. Limoy, but really go back to the reason why you want to buy this stock. Definitely not based on the Pentagon guider. All right, it's been going down in here, right? If you want to pick up, also pick up when it is going up. Okay. Any more stocks that you want me to look at? I'll be happy to look into it. All right, UEM, you can see it turn green Pentagon. That's the one. All right. So if not, that's all I have for today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel in here for all our video in here. And again, our Telegram chat room will have all the education, also podcasts of my morning briefing every Monday, Friday for all the public in here. So check it out in here. And that's all I have. Thank you for coming, and give us another thumbs up in here for the great support that we are getting from the member audience in here. And I'll see you on Monday for the breakfast show with SMARTRobie. Thank you for your support.